ama before pia tuanze biashara tunafaa tukue tumefigure out marketing. And I have Zipporah in the studio. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
Trying to get your microphone.
Yeah. Okay. You're good.
Let me get you another mic so that tupatane vizuri kabisa. And we are live on Facebook, by the way, at Hope FM Live. You can also get us there. And in just a few minutes, I'll be linking Zipporah.
Niwe salama, yeyo. Niwe salama. Mitego ni mingi, na shida ni nyingi. Baba naomba msaidie. Najaribu kusonga, na njia sipati. Baba naomba nisikie. Sababu mengi yamenisonga, na shetani ameniteka.
Yes, and I think that is sorted. Acha tusikie kaa tunakupata sasa. Hujambo? Hujambo.
Sijambo, sina neno. Please don't test me.
No,
I don't know much Swahili.
No, nimekupata vizuri.
All right. Asante sana.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Wiki imekuwa aje tangu tupatane mwisho?
I've been good. And I'm happy to be back here today.
Karibu sana.
And we thank God for at least last week. I think it was very hot. The day I was here, and I think the temperatures have cooled.
Yeah, and they're saying we expect mvua.
All right.
Inasema mvua kubwa inakuja between now and Thursday. Watu wakuwe on the loop. Naweza nyesha kubwa.
Tulisema sasa we accept all the seasons because they are from God.
Yeah, we know nothing about seasons.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But we know the one who controls the seasons. Wow.
That is true.
So you're talking about the role of marketing, developing a marketing approach. And no, kwanza what is marketing? Ni kujua tu customer na kupeleka product ama...
Okay. Wow, I think I told you we always do a reflection of what we did.
Yeah, last
time first. I think the other week when we started, we were trying to unearth or just to understand entrepreneurship, and I thought we did so well. And last week we were building a business idea, looking at what do I need for me to now bring my idea into the market. And now today we are talking about marketing. And someone said, and a story is given about marketing, is that marketing is an important role. And if it is ignored, then it's similar to a gentleman who winked at a lady in darkness, trying to woo them, just trying to, convince them to get into marriage with them. But unfortunately, it was in darkness. Kulikuwa na giza. Sasa huyo mrembo hakuona. The following day mrembo akaenda na mtu mwingine akamisa. The guy missed out. So it's the same with marketing.
Yakula kwa macho.
Yes. So marketing is about now taking now the idea to the customers. Now that is the idea could be in form of products, form of services. Now packaging that service so that now you can reach out to the customers. So when we look at marketing, I would put it similar to what we read in the book of Matthew chapter 5, I think 13 and 14, about lighting your, lighting a lamp and placing it on a table or on a high place. You can't put it under. So once you've thought about business, now you need now to let it be known. We are here. This is what we are doing, and these are the services and the goods we are offering. Wow. So you cannot ignore marketing, because marketing is what we call now customer oriented. Now you are the customers are seeing you. You are now attending to the customers. So this is the outward. We call it the outward looking part of a business that pursues now profitability and business development through customer satisfaction. Now you are looking at the business in terms of making it available to the customers, and now being into profitability and sustainability, and now thinking of customer satisfaction. So that is how I would now look at marketing.
Wow.
And I think it's now about considering the customer needs the business needs, and the other one we talk now, looking at your competition position, your competitors. Where are you with your competition? So looking first, meeting the needs of the customers. I think we have been talking about entrepreneurship is about giving a solution to a problem. So meeting the needs of the customer before meeting the needs of the business. And then now from there, we now talk about the you're looking at your competitor's position. Remember, you are not, you as much as you have innovated, there are other businesses that do exist offering the same services or the same products. So you need also to have it in mind that sio wewe umeileta hiyo biashara labda ina exist. So this is now where we come in with marketing.
So wale wa hii yangu ni unique, hii itajiuza hii.
Yes.
Usiingie na hiyo mentality kwa biashara.
My friend, utafungua leo, after 1 week wafungue kama hiyo yako. It could be unique at that particular moment. But I think for Kenyans, we all understand, even for many people copy. So when they see like your shop has traffic, they are thinking, man, this is the business that I want. So they open another one, and they don't open far. If you look in town, where we have, like, let me use Agrovets. When you open an Agrovet, na ionekane ni kama ni pazuri, the next shop will be an Agrovet. The next one, of course, it has some advantage. But remember, sometimes you will not have recouped your investment. So sometimes, so it is important that you also consider the aspect of competitors when you are also starting the business.
There is a guy huko kwetu kwa naitwa Mash. Mash came from I think Nyeri, akakuja huko Munyaka, Eldoret. And alikuwa anajua kutengeneza kangumu. The kangumu. It was the first time we saw kangumu huko kwetu. And Mash alikuwa anauza hizo kangumu. Alikuwa anazipeleka. And you know, the guy mwenye aliandika kazi, so alikuwa ana learn kukanda hiyo unga na nini. So no later these guys also started selling kangumus. Watu wengine wanaongeza na chapati, wengine wanaongeza na mandazi na nini. And Mash went out of business. Hivyo tu.
So you see, that was now, it was internal competition. Because even as you are employing employees, you are employing staff. Also, wako na akili. Wamekuja job, wamebeba akili zao. So you should know that as you are training them to do what you do best, they are also learning. And they are able to see what is coming in, and they can tell that this product is needed badly, and they will just come up with that idea and start it off. So you have to, as you are planning the business, you should also have the competition in mind. It will surely come your way. So that's why we say effective marketing, we will need to do analysis of threats and opportunities posed by the customers and competition, right? And of course, you look at the strengths and the weaknesses of your business. I think we talked about SWOT analysis the other time, so that you are also now able to face the threats that may come your way. That is in form of the competition, and also now you're able to look at what are my strengths. So if you know your strength, you're not worried that my idea kangumu itachukuliwa na mtu mwingine, because you'll also be, we normally talk about now we talked about a unique selling preposition. So utakuwa wewe mwenyewe umejistrategize kwa hiyo njia. So marketing is a vital role in every business, and you should always start business with a marketing approach, and that is why our topic today is about developing a marketing approach.
Yes.
So the other part that we look at is we can talk about the marketing triangle. What is this that I need to think of? What are the 3 things? If I'm to look, you know, the way we draw when we are talking about marriage, we talk about pale juu, pinako Mungu, then hapa ni huyo spouse na huyo spouse mwingine. So we are looking at such a triangle as far as business is concerned. And your guess is as good as mine. The triangle will have the customers, pale juu, sindio? We'll have the customers. When you think of the customers, who else will be there? Then you will look at your business, my business, right? And I will also now be looking at the competition. So when I'm looking at the customers, I need to ask myself these questions. What is the size of the market? Sindio, what is the size of the market that I want to serve? Do I want to serve the whole of Nairobi? Do I want to serve the whole, of that estate? So think of the size of the market. Then you can be able to say, okay, the size of my market, maybe when I look, they're around 30 families. These 30 families, each family probably buying 2 loaves of bread. So assuming on daily basis, what are my conversions? What am I likely to sell? So it's good you think of the market because that is, we talk about being market oriented. So think about the market, and this is serving the needs of your customers. So you need also to look at the market trends. What are the trends that are there in the market, right? Then you look at the forecasts. How much, I'm forecasting. Kama the one I've just given an example of bread. Unafanya forecasting. Kuangalia sales kwa mwezi per day. How many am I likely to, to sell? And then you also talk about why, how, when, and where they buy. Where else are they buying? Where do they buy? So once you are able now to answer that question, now you can comfortably talk about the business. And the question about the business is, what are the business trends? Now you're asking about your business. What are my strengths, me as a business? What are my weaknesses? And what customers am I serving? And how will I beat competition? Then once you think of now, why, like that guy you've talked about in Munyaka had the strength. He knew how to do a nice kangumu, sindio? And these guys took advantage. They learned from his business and they started a similar business. What did they do? They also added products.
Yes.
So he was only stuck with only one product. So these guys have come in. I'm sure they even did samosas. They did mandazis. They did all those. So if I walk in, not everyone takes kangumu. So he was not taking care of the entire market. So he was only taking care of a small portion of the market. So even in food and all that, and I think I have seen it with these fast foods, they've now added, they were doing chicken and fries. They have also known that not everyone is into chicken and fries. And I think on Thika Road, I'm seeing one billboard showing some rice with the vegetable rice and all that. Exactly. So yes, they've known that me as a parent, I may not want to do the cuckoos and the chips, but if there is that option, I'm likely to go for the rice, and I'm likely also even to choose some ugali or something else. So those are some of the things that we are talking about. Look at your business. What are my strengths? What is this? We have started with the customer. You can see how I am working. I'm looking at, I'm being market oriented or customer oriented, thinking about serving the customer. So the other part is now you think of the competitor. So we've talked about the triangle of marketing, and we are talking about now the competitor. Who are they? It's good to know who your competitors are, is it? Even when you're vying for a political seat, ni vizuri hata ujue nani wengine wanataka hiyo kiti ya MCA. Alafu jiulize, mimi, why me, not them, right? So uanze kuanalyze the strength of the other competitors, wale wako kwa soko. Then you ask, what are they good or bad at? Unajua, in every business, you can be good at something, you are also bad at something. And when we are starting a business, we are trying to think of what can I compete on as far as this line of business is concerned. So where maji yako inakuanga room temperature, mimi nitakuja nilete fridge. Kuna mtu anataka maji baridi, sindio? Najua weakness yako ni nikikuja kwa shop, nikikuitisha cold water, unaniambianga ni room temperature. So mi nikianza hiyo business ya maji, one of the items that I will have is a fridge, a freezer. Nina make sure maji yangu iko baridi to serve all the needs of the customers. Wow. And we work on that one. The other one is how they will react to any moves made. Oh my goodness. If you think of the market, I also like drawing the picture of hii soko si ya watu wameokoka. You know, it's good always to look at it from that point. We are dealing with even people who are very malicious and very evil. And I think one time we saw it in some beverage companies in this country, where they decided to just buy products from a competitor who had just joined the market. They bought. They created a notion that there is a demand for that product. And kumbe, they were just destroying that product. They put a budget, and after now these guys decide full throat production, wakaondokea, then the product was not moving. Then they were thinking, guy, kumeenda aje.
You remind me of kampuni za maziwa pia hizo zilinunuliwa.
Yes.
Na unabakiwa na brand yako. People think tuna support, kumbe ni nyumba moja zilishaenda. Yeah, so you also need to think of that market. Some people may even be physical. You've just opened a shop, you vizuri tu sana. You've opened, umefungua pale. Some competitors just feel, no, you can't come here and take up our market. So you have to think, and you have to analyze and ask yourself, how will they react? What is their reaction? How do you know their reaction?
When you're planning now, it's also good to I think, as we said last time, there is what we said, you do a research, market research. Carry out a market research. Jua tu, naweza hata wewe mwenyewe unatuma mtu amuulize, na nikuulize kuna duka ingine hapa inafanyanga, inauza hii. Let me give a good example of what we did when we were starting our college, Tumaini Institute. What we did is we went around, don't reinvent the wheel. We went around to looking for those business colleges. We sent some guys to go around, pick the fee structures and all that, and look at the courses they are offering, because we wanted to check if they have the cost that we wanted to offer, because we wanted to enter the market with one line, and that was on credit management. So we did not, we went around looking whether there is any other institution that was offering those courses. So we took all the fee structures with the courses, and then we did our analysis. So we judged hakuna mtu mwingine anaoffer the cost that we are offering. So it's the same thing. Do your research, go out there. And finally, when I'm thinking of the marketing triangle, I look at why, how, when, and where they buy. So where are they also? You'll also be in need. Let me give a good example. If you're starting a shop, for example, you need to know who supplies them with milk, who supplies them with bread, and when do they supply it, right? So that you don't have to move from your shop uende all the way to Kariobangi kwenda kwa factory ya mkate ndio ununue mkate crate moja ama half a crate. So you need to do that research on your competitors to know where are they buying, how much are they buying, you get? Yes, so that even as you are pricing, you know that you will price just around the competitor, or your pricing will be a bit different.
Wow.
So those are some of the things that we do. And MACU, when we are doing all this, we want to identify customers, the business, so the business can serve. Which customers will I serve? Which needs am I serving? So those are some of the things that we look at. So we therefore talk about considering a market-oriented business in terms of looking at the products that you're going to supply, services that you're going to offer, customer wants. Yes. I'm insisting because I know there are those that are planning and they have started a business. Please don't start a business because of your own wants. If you are to serve the market, you make sure that you think of that triangle we've talked about and be market oriented so that you can meet the needs of the customers. So as you are doing that, you also need now to think of maintaining the advantage over the competitors, and you also need to know where will I be sourcing, how much will I be sourcing, and all that. So you start with the market.
Wow.
Yes.
No, si kuingia tu kwa biashara, kuna duka vacant hapo umeenda. Yeah. As you were saying about like a marketplace, si ya wokovu.
Yes.
No, nilikuwa naona watu walikuwa wanaleta lori ya mahindi. Mahindi very healthy.
Yes.
Lakini itanunuliwa na mtu, itaozea huko.
Oh my God.
because wamekuja kwa territory ya watu
Yeah,
wengine.
yes.
They never even considered saying hi to them. And watu wamekaa hapo for long, wanapeananga mpaka madeni. Alafu wanaangalianga hata customer wakiona umekuja pale na wanajua hata wengine wanashukisha bei ndio uende hasara. So it's not a friendly place. If you're not done your due diligence, I think reconnaissance pre-visit ni poa. Wacha watu wasikuone kwa mara ya kwanza hapo. Unatembeanga wanasema ule kujenga, hata unasikia rumors. Lakini unasikia rumors kuna duka inafunguliwa pale, kuna duka inafunguliwa pale. Then after a while duka inafunguliwa and you realize that hata watu washaanza ku accept your duka before hata ifunguliwe. Compared to mtu mwenye anaangusha duka tu hapo, atakakaa hapo bana. Mtu ataenda huko another kilometer to buy something. So it's not in vain. That is where you're going to put your biashara. Let's go there, do your due diligence. We take a short break for some business news on the other side, and as we come back, we continue talking about the role of marketing, developing a market approach. We've looked at the putting the customer first and what you need to consider when you're thinking about the customer. Siende tu kufungua bana alafu unasema biashara ilichoma. Watakuchoma by the way, si watu wazuri.
Experience the hope, the music, the anointing. This is Hope FM, where you listen and live.
maji ya masoul and touch, yani sina alama, mimi naomba na najua taniweka salama.
Niache nishikilie na kuhitaji baba, wanambie usinipe talaka yangu leo, bado mapema.
Mara nyingi nilitaka fanaka, nifike mbali ka heights za show baraka, lakini drama za life bila purpose ziliacha ni wish nilikuwa nimeaka. Sorry oga kwa damu ya ye, anime clean nifanane na ye tu, yani ye su okay, cause aliniita Ted come yes you, when you bola una Benz, lakini nikisema hell una tense, ni kujibamba nonsense. Dhambi zote nimepiga take past tense as I worship in truth na Biblia. Baba ongezeka nikitimia, and in case you didn't know, let me make it clear, as my God grows bigger I've been drawing near.
Niache nishikilie na kuhitaji baba, wanambie usinipe talaka yangu leo, bado mapema.
Na maisha yangu zunguzunguruka, udhamini wangu wote nishatupa. Baba nimekwama, bado sitakoma. Baba usiniache, niwe salama baba, niwe salama baba, niwe mkononi mwako baba, miguuni mwako baba, niwe salama, niwe salama, niwe salama, niwe salama, niwe salama. Sasa shika baba,
That is Rika.
shika baba, shika
Umethiwe niwe salama. Maybe that's your prayer today. Asikuache. Mimi niko hapa kukukumbusha kwamba he cannot lie when he says I will never forsake thee. He means it. So hujawachwa, even that state of feeling like ameniacha, that is the devil's voice trying to tell you umewachwa, hujawachwa. Yani dhambi zako zinakuweka katikati, zinakuseparate from his love, but his love is constant. You can choose to come back today and say, unajua nini, shetani amenizungumzia this way kwa muda, leo nakataa, mimi napendwa, mimi ako na mimi. It's getting us to 23 minutes the top of the hour. Tunaongelea matters developing a market approach, and kuna kitu nilikuwa na share hapa kwa what's happening Zipora. And this was about pharmaceutical like the biashara. And it was showing that unaweza nunua dawa hapa 100 na kwa the next pharmacy or chemist yenye kwa the same place hiyo dawa ni 300 or 400 bob. And I was just thinking as a Christian, pricing borderline kuibia watu na kunyang'anya watu na profit.
Yes.
Kuna watu wafikiria when it comes to pricing.
Wow, actually umeenda mbio,
Umeenda
mbele,
sana.
but it's okay. We actually looking at what we call the elements of marketing mix, or we call them the elements of marketing mix for customer satisfaction.
Okay.
And I think price is one of them.
Oh,
and
okay.
I'll talk more on price. But we look at all of them,
Okay,
and they're very important.
Mhm.
And I think for those who ever attended a marketing class, we used to talk about 5 P's of marketing.
Mhm.
So, but I think now there are more. I think I have 7 of them to talk about. And they're very important. So when you're thinking about marketing and hitting the market and starting off to do your selling and everything, I think the first P that you need to think of, the first P of marketing mix is the product. And as I think I've said again and again, you need to think of the wants, the needs of the customer. So the product that you're designing, or the product that you're offering, or the service that you're offering must be in a position to solve or to offer solution to the problems your customers are facing. So you need to design the products and services that meet the customer needs. So that is the first one. The other one you need to think of the second P is the price. The pricing. How am I going to price my products? I think when you're looking at the pricing, you need to look at now the cost of production. And if you are maybe like when you are maybe baking or you're making clothes, you think of the production costs that are involved. I'll talk more on pricing because I know it's an element, and many have asked about how do I price my products. So you may need to consider the cost of of producing the service of the product, because maybe you are making it, you're also maybe buying it from somewhere else. Yeah, so the pricing plays a very important role because it also it will affect you on how you're going to work with your competition, and also the customer's ability to pay, right? And I think the issue of pricing, when we look at pricing, there are different ways of pricing. And maybe I can talk about pricing before I can talk about the third P. There are factors that you need to consider when you're thinking about the pricing. And that one is cost of production, the price charged by competitors. Hii kitu, competitor wangu anauza pesa ngapi? Ndio, si ndio? Because pale nyuma tumesema, you need to know where are they buying, where are they sourcing, because the sourcing also would be a problem in terms of the price that you're going to offer to your customers. So the other one is how much profit do I need to charge? What are the tunaita markup? Nitaongezea nini juu yake? And I think if you look around the market, you'll pata especially these products for consumption and all that, they usually have a margin of around 35-25%. So assuming I bought this pen at 20 shillings, so you can do the markup of of around 25 or even 30, and you'll also have to base it on the other factors, maybe in terms of rent, in terms of employees, in terms of all that. So that also plays a vital role. The other thing that you need to consider is what the customer is willing to pay. Unajua tumescan market. What kind of customers am I serving? Unajua Panadol inaweza toka, or painkiller can cost maybe 15 shillings. But if I go to another market, maybe this side of the upper Nairobi, the same paracetamol or whatever is going for around 25 shillings. Well, somewhere else it's going for 15 shillings. I think they are all factors that are considered there in terms of now the rent, the employees, the licenses, because also now it also depends on the size, the nature of the business that you're also running. The other thing now you consider now the business cost. Now the ones I'm talking about, the marketing costs, the rent issues, the staff issues and all that. And then you also ask yourself, what is my distribution channel? Who are distributing? If I'm producing, like, let me give the good example you gave of Kangumu. You ask yourself, am I selling directly to the customers? Or am I giving it to other people to sell it? So maybe you have other retailers, you have distributors, you have wholesalers. So think of it, because that the longer the distribution channel, the higher the price. So utapata, if you don't cost your product well at the point of production, and you're not selling it directly to consumers, you need to consider that even the person who is retailing has to put a markup, and that markup will determine the the price of your product in the market, which may affect the purchasing of your product. So una produce, umepeana, huyu jamaa hauzi, anakaa nayo because bei yako iko juu kushinda ya competitors. So pricing is a very sensitive issue, and we normally talk about a number of strategies as far as pricing is concerned. We usually talk about you need the pricing strategies. You can talk about the markup or cost plus. We call it cost plus. That is you produce, you put a markup, then you sell off the products. So this one we normally talk about. Now you calculate it. You can calculate it as a percentage, like the way I've said, 25% of the cost price. The other strategy is what we call price skimming. Price skimming. So when you're talking about price skimming, is where you think of a high price strategy, where unaingia soko na bei ya juu. This is one thing. Maybe there is a target clientele that you have. You have a special market for the product that you're selling. So we unaingia soko ukijua my target market ni hawa, I'm not going to price it at this level. Some get into that because they have a brand. You know, sometimes we buy the brand. Yes, you buy your brand yenyewe inakuwa iko bei ya juu, inauza. So we call that the high price strategy is what we call the price skimming. And about it, you are thinking of high profits because maybe the sales are low. Assuming, let me give a good example. When you are selling like, you know, those equipments, those, you know, the road making equipments, those ones, the sales are not as high. You can even sell just one in a year or in a quarter, unauza tu moja tu. So when you are dealing with such equipments or items that are of high value, you might get into what we are calling the price skimming. Ndio uweke juu ya bei ya juu because you will sell very few of them. And the products, you are the sole distributor, for example, in your region. You are the one who have been given the distributorship by the manufacturer huko majuu. So ukikuja huku, una consider all those factors. Utauza sana, zile utauza, and you need to sustain the business. So you may consider now, my product, si ya everyday canary, mimi nauza kitu ambayo ni poa na ninauzia wale masos. So
kama watu wanauza magari. Exactly.
Si ndio? Wakona, utapata, unaweza nunua same vyoko mahali kwingine, upate na bei rahisi. Na the same ka ukinunua is the hapa Nairobi, upate iko na price ya juu. So we call that price skimming. The other one is the penetration pricing. Penetration pricing. So kama we ni mwanabiashara, as I'm talking to, you know, some listeners are asking about pricing. So you need to consider all those factors. Ujiulize nitaingia soko aje. So one will enter the price with the price, they look at what we call penetration pricing. Penetration pricing is where you are saying, they sell it at 20 shillings and they already, because they have a market share and I want to build my market share, I am going to penetrate this market with this price. And mimi nitaiweka at 18 shillings. So the product is similar, lakini because I also want to have a market share, nataka kujulikana soko. Mimi nitaweka bei ya chini, nigaramikie ndio niweze kupata watu wangu. So
watu wajue uko kwa market, wajue quality ya product yako, alafu sasa uende sasa the right price.
Yes, ndio sasa uende the right price. Watu wengi wanakujanga hivyo, hata ukiona unapata bei iko chini and then you're even calling guys, hey guys, nimepata shop inauza hivi, si ndio? People come running. The day they go to buy, wanakuambia, ay man, Karis, ni aje jo, hii kitu tu ni ile bei tu, si ndio? Wamesha rudi kwa ile price because already wamesha create a clientele for themselves.
Kuna matatu sako, very famous hapa Nairobi, iliingia hivyo.
Yes, waliingia na price ya chini.
Wanakuanga cheap, wanakuanga saizi yao ndo wana run. Exactly. On a run kila road.
And it's also dangerous for us consumers because hapo ndio tutaanza kuabusiwa because the other people will find they can't compete at that price. So utapata wanafanya nini? Wana exit the market. So when you exit the market, they shoot the price. Then the final pricing strategy we talk about is competitor pricing. This is where we are saying, nauza 20 bob, anauza 20 bob, mi nauza 20 bob. Where unairate kama your competitors. So that is also another way of getting into the market. So I think for the listeners who are asking about pricing, you need to ask yourself, what are my costs? Sindio, what are my costs? Now the costs that you have to meet now plus a markup or a margin that you need to charge, because either way you are in business. And why we start businesses, not just only solving problems, but also we want to survive. So we are into making profits. So the product, the pricing, tuko ngapi?
Tuko number 3.
Tuko number 3 sasa. Tunaitanga promoting. You need to also promote your customer. How will the customer hear about my business? How will they know about my services and my products? Hapo ndio pale unaanza labda unaweka roadshow, unakuja hapa Hope FM, unafanya advertisement as well. You promote the business. You let people know we are here. This is what we are doing. Unavaa t-shirt
imeandikwa kampuni kwa kanisa.
Kwa kanisa, ndio. It's a strategy of promoting your business, ndio. So because people need to hear about your products. Tumesema vizuri. Huwezi wakisha taa, ukaiweka under the
Na
under
expect
the
watu wa-
table. So ninaonanga like when I see in town, unaonanga ile biashara you are in, ninaonanga students every Friday utapata students wamevaa t-shirt iko na jina ya shule. So what are they doing? They walk around. Actually, it's like they are even given lunch. Watembe tu round. Then you see the name and you are thinking, mimi nikimaliza form 4 naenda hiyo college iko na watu wengi na wako na t-shirt smart. So that is promotion. So the other P for elements for the marketing mix is what we call the place. Where am I going to do the business? Sindio? How will I deliver the product and the services? Nitafungua shop, nitakuwa online. How will I do it? Sindio? So where will I carry the business? Where will the business be located? So hiyo ni mambo ambayo lazima tu yafikirie. Tuko sawa? Then unajiuliza, the other thing is processes. Ni mambo gani? What systems do I need to put in place? Think of a supermarket. Even when they are delivering the product, they also have some process. They have systems that are installed. How will I manage my stock? Sindio? How will my ordering be? Nitakuwa delivery inaletwa lini? Si unaona? Kama ni maziwa inakujanga jioni, inakujanga siku gani, right? So those are some of the things that you also need to ask yourself. What are the processes? And then how will we behave even when we are serving our customers? Nitakuwa na smile ama nitakuwa nimenuna ama how do we carry ourselves as we do this? So this is what we are talking about, the processes.
Kazi ni mingi sana. Hiyo yote ni mingi sana.
Nafikiri
yenyewe biashara si ya the faint hearted.
Wasiogope, lakini by the grace of God we have survived because many of us started businesses without now having this knowledge. Tunakuja tunaacquire baadaye. Ndio tunasema I wish ningejua hili 5 years ago.
So hata kusmile, unaweza ona biashara next wanga wa smiley clients, customers. Hapa kwetu tutakuwa tuna smile na tunawaambia welcome. Enda itao wanapiga kengere hapo na soja siku hizi soja sijui ana maana ama amekuwa marketing officer. Anagonga kengere akiwaambia karibu. Si tuna advise watu pia wanakuwa na extra skill.
That is true.
Pia wanakuwa na extra skill. Kuna hata wenye wanajua menu. Unaweza ulizia hapo nje. Hapa mnaofanga hii. Anakwambia ni hii pesa. Ingia.
Na nakushika mgongo anataka uingie ndani. Ulizia ukiwa ndani. Wacha kusimama hapa. Hapa ni kwa kanjo. You're trying to, those are ways of serving. The other thing is you have to think about the people. How will I serve my customers? Do I need staff? Do I need employees? Am I the one who will be running the show? And so the staffing issue is also very important. I think many times, Karis, you have gone to a shop, you want to be served, and there are so many people, and only one person is serving. How do you normally? How do you feel, or what do you normally do?
Anaenda pa naangalia hapo pengine.
Yes, you just walk out. So the issue of people is also very important because also it will be determined by the nature of the product that you're offering, and that is why utapata easy like those places selling electronics. They have so many staffs, ndio? Ukiingia huyu anakuserve huyu na unaitwa ndani, unaitwa na mwingine, wewe unataka nini, anakupeleka for the item that you want. So you also have to consider the staff or the people that will be serving.
I read somewhere where walikuwa naangalia reasons za why most young people businesses zina fail, and they were saying sana inakuja hapo kwa staffing and pia furnitures. Nakuta mtu unaweza anzia hiyo kazi hata kwa karum kamoja na uifanye grow, but you've thought of 10 years before you've done 10 years of that business. So unakuta kuna hata ule anaenda ananunua screen kubwa, na laptops zile kubwa na labda ongeza na desktop. So unakuta you've spent a lot of money in that way, na hata una sale yako hata moja.
That's true.
So the other side of it is that wengine wanakuwa too stingy to the fact that you started a biashara that actually needs 2 people or 3 people, but unaua mtu mmoja tu hapo.
Anakaa mmoja. So customers, we usually talk about you know, you find trolleys. It's like in a supermarket. When people come and the counter is only being served by 2 people, they actually abandoned what we call it abandoned trolleys. If you are running a business of a supermarket and you're having so many abandoned trolleys, something is happening at the counter. One, they are too overwhelmed, or 2, very bad customer service. So customers look, they're able, you know, before I get to the queue, kabla sijaenda kulipa, naona vile uyo attitude ya the cashier, namuona tu vile ana mishandle customers. Na niko na trolley pale, iko na mizigo. Customers abandon the trolley. So unapata tena zinachukuliwa zinaenda kurudishwa. So those are some of the things that we need to think of the customer. And I think the last P that we talk about is what we call physical evidence. Physical evidence. I think this is now where you are running the business. Sindio? Where you are running the building. Sindio? The building where you are serving the consumers. You have to create consumer confidence. I know this day we are having the online businesses and all that, but people have that attachment ya kuuliza mko wapi? Ni kama like our courses, we are also running online courses, for example. But unapata hata kama atasoma online, anataka ajue mko wapi, ndio akuja form opinion yake pale, aone kama ataendelea na nyinyi ama
So what about business thrive na ni online based?
I think if you look at them, there is the aspect of confidence. Customer develop confidence over time. Alianza na one item, akaenda ya pili, because also now when we are talking about building a business, you also need to think of retention, of customer retention. So unapata alitumana kitu moja, akaletewa, aka gain confidence. So even when you start an online business, I usually say this, you play like you have a physical shop, as in delivering quality, delivering, a service customer can rely on, and, standing on your word that when you say it shall be delivered tomorrow, it is delivered tomorrow.
And feedback also.
And feedback, you also get the feedback. How was it? Ilikuwa sawa. And I think there was one online, I was seeing one of the online marketplace. They had put a big poster akikwambia in case iletwa na haikufit, ilikuwa imechorwa nguo, umenunua nguo online na haikufit, wamepiga picha haikufit, wanakwambia usitense. Fanye nini? Tuite, we pick it and we replace it. So you have to do a lot of, building confidence on your customers, even if you are doing it online.
Wow.
So we are also saying that the perception customers create on you, it's very important. So if it is na hiyo when I'm talking about physical evidence, kama ni chakula, we want to see a clean place. Hii maneno ya kuandikiwa pale kwa mlango, kitchen is out of bounds for, it's out of bounds for non-staff. No. People are even getting more, you can see what people are doing, even in our houses.
So people are getting comfortable with open
style, even in our homes. People want to do a house where the kitchen is open, that even when your guests are there, they're able to see the kitchen. Sio pahali chakula inatolewa kwa mashimo fulani pale, inaletwa kwa meza. So those are some of the things that we see. Wow. So we used to talk about 5 P's, now we are talking about 7 P's, and I'm sure there are many, many, many other P's that are there. So very important for us to know that when you are in entrepreneurship, we are serving customers. And if we are serving customers, and that's why we've talked about market-oriented. My friend, don't do it as targeting yourself. Many times we go wrong when we make it a profit-oriented. Because profit-oriented, I'll step on you, I'll do all manner of things so long as I get your money. But think of the customer, where you're serving, where the goods will be delivered, how the goods will be served. Very important for us to do that.
Wow.
Yes.
That is class and a half. Notes zimefika nyumbani. You now know what to do. Or maybe you also have a biashara that is struggling.
Yes.
Maybe by the grace of God umekuwa ukifanya biashara. And maybe it's also time Mungu anataka upate knowledge. You skipped some aspect of that biashara. maybe also this conversation can open your eyes to the realization that there's something I skipped, I need to do.
Yes.
Or maybe you're struggling with even pricing. Yeah, now you can go back and look at why is this this way and this one this way.
Yes.
Maybe umekuwa ukiuza hasara kwa muda. Uliingia na ile nini and watu watoki bado kwa market.
Yes.
Unaangalia kunaenda. Maybe your issue is feedback. You don't take feedback positively. Ama mtu yote nakupatia feedback ni wivu anasikia. Then maybe you are stuck because of that. So all entrepreneurs out there, we want you to thrive.
Yes.
There's something you want to finish with before?
Yeah. So in case they need, any one of us needs these lessons or this, you want to learn more. I think there is more to what we have been talking with Caris here. You feel free to contact me. My line is open, and you can always reach me on 0722 68 1114. 0722 68 1114.
And it's good to hear that young people are reaching out concerning even advice ya ukulima, advice ya biashara.
Yes.
Maximize the opportunity. So thank you so much. God bless you. Asante sana for sharing your wisdom with us.
Yes, and before we go, it's always good to close with a word. I think Matthew 5, I think I've mentioned that. I think chapter 14 says, you are the light of the world. A city that is on a hill cannot be hidden.
Amen.
Nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house.
Amen.
Let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven.
Wow.
Glory be to God. Be the light. Let your business be the light, and please take it in the marketplace. And I want to assure, with God in partnership, you will go far.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen. Wow.